Hey guys, it's John.
And Kimmy.
And welcome back to 999.
Let's check it out.
It's the 9th episode of 999.
We just got through room 6, and we're going to see what's beyond that.
The Pushmaster 5000.
Pushmaster 5000.
We've seen this elevator before.
We got off the one on the left just a little while ago.
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
Santa's got more of like a to his voice than I usually give him.
And now we're back here.
It is
now we're
hard
back here.
going like in and out between like Ace's voice and Junpei and Santa. You know, it's hard going through all three of them.
It's easier when
In
they're
other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started.
it's easier when they're all much more distinct.
Yeah. Like in Danganronpa, they're just like, you know, it's like, Nekomaru Nidai! Hajime. You know, it's like really distinct. Oh well.
We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button? Yeah.
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 He always says it like the person that told him to do it is a
It
fucking
works.
idiot.
I know.
Yeah.
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 I think so.
It works, he says.
Oh.
And she's like, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do we do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down there first.
I agree. Let's go. Looks like it ends here.
Only one door.
There isn't anything else. It's the only way to go.
All right, let's open it.
What is it?
Found
The
it.
9 door. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Vacant. Huh. We finally found it.
Jumpy!
Huh?
Jumpy.
Look! Behind you!
What? A 9 door. There's another one. Why? It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too. So this is a real one? Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
There were always 2 doors. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. 1 through 9. Divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1278 and 34569 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or 2349 and 15678. The digital root is still 9.
We believe you, Junpei. We believe you.
There are a bunch of combinations that work and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
The
It
answer's
means
simple.
now that we lost 2 people, someone's screwed.
From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door. But anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was.
Lotus.
Yeah.
There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other. This game was designed for that purpose. This notary game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
Wait, I can do that Santa voice. Can't do the other one. So.
Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4? Wait, don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now? No, we gotta go back.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest. Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
That was a weird line.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh, right.
Maybe I'd finally get to go to Atlanta. Maybe I'd finally get to go to Atlanta.
Maybe I finally get to go to Atlanta.
Maybe I'd finally get to go to Atlanta.
Maybe I'd finally get to go to Atlanta.
It was such a strange, like, out of character sound for him.
He sometimes says,
Maybe I get to go to
he
Atlanta.
delivers lines like that, like, maybe someday I'll get to go to Atlanta. But it was kind of weird, especially in that moment.
I really liked that.
You guys.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
But even with all 7 of us,
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come to think of it, what is this room? We were so focused on the doors, we didn't even look around. Huh. It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony.
It's like a chapel.
But what kind? A coffin. What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing? Let's move.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
Maybe say, hey, wait, hold on, you guys. What?
Sounded like someone was in the coffin.
What if it's Snake?
Look, it's...
7 and Lotus.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
What? What do you mean, gone?
When?
Why?
You 2 went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously we didn't find her. We figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah. She's not here.
No, she isn't.
There's no sign of her. Let's go. All right, I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
He's like, I can't remember your actual name.
No, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Connie.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Such a weird...
I know, right?
I mean, I get it. If she thinks she's going to be left behind, I can see her wanting to be like, wait, no. Call me by my real name.
Well, it's just because they have, like, a prior relationship.
Right.
You know?
Which she clearly, like, liked him a whole lot.
Here's novel screen, everybody. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place. June's smile had given him hope. Oh, we're not... I forgot. This. It's not... Yeah. So just generic...
Do you want me to read it?
Narrator voice.
Okay.
Both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat, slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp, and her skin smooth and pale as always. It was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe, and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus, slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse, no rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then. Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. Perhaps she would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice Lotus's bracelet was gone.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. One, you escape from this ship. Two, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when he heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat. Extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He he had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. Two tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions. Not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone.
Bad end. I don't like it.
Kim is mad.
I am mad.
Yeah. So that was what's known as the knife ending.
Okay.
And it is a bad one.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It's a bad ending. When you picked door number 6, that's what sealed our fate for it.
Oh no.
And I knew that we were gonna get it, and I was like, okay. But yeah. So yeah, let's continue onward before we talk a little bit more about what we're gonna do.
Okay.
This is not the last episode of 999. Just FYI.
Just one of several endings.
You've reached one ending. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to play through the game multiple times. Make sure to save your progress now to retain all information you've acquired. Memory of Escape has been added to the title screen. Memory of Escape enables you to replay the escape rooms you have completed. Okay, so let's go ahead and save there. So when we save there, that's what the icons at the top are for. So now we have the knife ending unlocked. Now, as you can see, there are 6 endings total. Mm-hmm. This is the choice tree right here. And this is something that was not in the 3DS version, to my knowledge.
That's cool.
But basically, so these are the choices. So here, we're choosing between door 4 and door 5. As you can see, they meet up at the same place. Here, you're choosing between door 3, 7, and 8. We chose 7, so that's this one. And then here, we were choosing between 1, 2, and 6. We chose 6, so that's right here. And then you can get a different ending than what we got. Now, the way that this flowchart works, I'm going to show you. The lock right here, that symbolizes a locked path. How you unlock the path is determined by these keys. So these keys right here, we didn't get.
So we missed a bunch of keys.
They're not actual literal keys. They're like things that you can do that will unlock this route right here.
Oh.
Yeah. Now this is a little deceptive, actually. But because basically it acts like we missed a bunch of stuff. We really didn't miss that much.
Okay.
The other way that you get this route is if you go through door 5 in the beginning. So that when it says that we missed like that key and this one, really we just missed this one. Really.
Oh, okay. So those are dependent on
and
which door.
this one as well. You're supposed to go through door 8 there if you wanted to go the other route. But I think so. I can't really remember.
That's
but
fine.
yeah. So as you can see, there's multiple endings and everything. This game is designed to be replayed. It's important to note.
Yes.
Most of the time, if you play this game for the first time, you're gonna get a shitty ending like the knife one. The knife one is like probably the shittiest in my opinion.
Oh no.
This is probably the worst ending.
Oh no.
Just in my opinion. I think there's another one that people say is the worst, but I like certain things about it. Now, I'm also gonna say this. We are gonna replay the game. I had to like refrain from saying it the whole time.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are familiar with 999, for some reason, I don't know why, they were just like, so you guys are gonna get more than one ending, right? And it's like, I said I played it. When I say that I played it, like, I'm not gonna be like, let's do a playthrough of 999 where we get a shitty fucking knife ending. And then let's leave it at that. On to the next one. I feel like if you're familiar with the game, you should know that that would not be acceptable.
Right.
This is not an acceptable way to end the series.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go for the other endings.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to get all of them, but we're going to get more than this for sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to get... There is a canonical, like, true ending. We'll be getting that. So just set your mind at ease.
Okay, great.
Now, the way that the flowchart works is that it remembers the last things that you did, highlighted by this green thing. So you can actually go back, like I've got this marker right here. You can go back and start there at the choice for 4 or 5.
Good. So you don't have to
you
click
don't have to
through.
go through the whole thing. And also, when you beat the game for the first time, oh wait, no. It's starting us over. I didn't know that hitting back, I wanted to just go back to the flowchart. When you beat the game for the first time, you also can skip text. So like, let's see. There's auto and then there's skip. So what skip will do is it'll skip text.
What's flow?
Flow is the flowchart. With
Okay.
skip text, it'll skip all the text that you've already seen, but it'll stop when there's new dialogue.
Okay.
So we'll be using this a lot to check out,
Yay.
you know, the various endings and whatnot.
What's that sound?
Oh, shut up, Junpei. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing with 999. We'll be back on Monday to start up a new route.
Okay, so this is just a short video then.
This is just a short video, but I mean...
Sorry.
Yeah. What are we going to do? Like, we'll do another escape room. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make it an extra long episode, right?
I think it's a good way to round out the week. I know it's a disappointing ending, but don't worry.
It's not the only one.
I will say this. There is satisfying conclusions to this game. Very satisfying, because as of right now, you're probably thinking like, if you've never seen or played this game before, you're probably thinking, well, the game brought a bunch of questions and didn't answer any of them.
Right.
What was all that stuff about the Titanic? What was all that stuff about the morphogenetic field? What was all that stuff about like Santa talking about the, you know, white and black Santa? What was, you know, there were some weird moments with Snake and Clover and Ace and, you know, like
everyone.
what was all, everybody, like why is June here? Don't worry. Literally all of those will be answered.
Woohoo!
When we conclude. So
I'm excited.
But before we end, I do want to get Kimmy's thoughts on what just transpired.
I think it was Clover who killed us.
You think it was Clover?
I think it was Clover.
Because she was missing?
Either Clover or June. Yeah.
Or June.
Akane.
Connie.
Connie. Yeah. I think it was one of those two.
You're not far off from my suspicions.
Because I was
when I
trying to
played.
do the math in my head, and with 8 and 5, that makes 13, and that equals a digital root of 4. So they would need 5 again, which I thought was odd.
What do you mean? For door 9, you mean?
Yeah, to get through door 9. So
Well-
Clover is 4.
Yeah.
And
And then with Lotus's bracelet, that would be 13.
so Lotus 8 plus ours 5, that's 13.
Oh, okay.
And then plus Clover as 4,
That's
17. So that's 8.
wait. 4 plus 8 plus 5. That's 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 8.
So she would just need Ace to get through.
Right. That'd be, I guess, but I mean, Junpei could have just been killed by happenstance.
Right. Because you
Just
found
like,
the body.
oh, well, he's here, so die.
Right. Like, oh no.
Did it say that his bracelet was taken?
No.
Yeah.
Because
well,
he was
then
just dying.
They might not have needed Junpei's bracelet then.
Right.
So it could have just been,
So 8. Who would benefit the most from 8?
See, that's the thing. Like, you can go through. One thing I like about 999 is that, whenever it presents you with kind of the math puzzle, like, and you actually run the numbers, you're like, well, it really could have been anyone. Because it's like, anybody could benefit from the 8 bracelet. It's a high number. And if you're trying to make 17, depending on what combination you want, it could have literally been anyone. You would need one more bracelet in order to make in order to make 17.
Well, we want 18.
Sorry, 18. That's why I meant 18.
So it's interesting because 8 plus 4 plus 6 is 18.
Mm-hmm.
So what if June and Clover were working together?
Yeah, it'd be weird. Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Yeah.
And who was in the coffin?
I know.
Which at first I was like, maybe that's Clover because she was missing. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that would add to like the what's going on with Clover and Snake Eyes.
What's up with Clover? Yeah. Well, we will find out in future episodes, but it will take us a while to get there. Like I said, this game is designed to be played multiple times. It was something that kind of threw me off initially, like when I was thinking about whether or not to play it. I was just like, because I don't like games with multiple endings usually. I don't like having. No, I don't like. I like to play a game once, and then whatever ending I get is what I get. I'm fine with that. But like, especially a choice game, because I feel like it diminishes the weight of choices when you go and you play it again, and you're like, let's make different choices. It's like there's no weight to those choices anymore, in my opinion. But I like it in this game's context, and I think it'll become clear later why.
I'm excited. I'm real excited about it.
Yeah, and I also don't, and also like it's like, oh, you got a bad ending, so you made bad choices. I don't like that because it's just like, well, I made the choices I wanted to make.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I got a bad ending.
Yeah.
Or like I didn't get the true perfect ending or whatever.
Right.
I feel like it's kind of a slap in the face a lot of times.
It would make more sense if the endings were numbered. So like we got ending number what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, we got ending number 5 if you want to number them like that.
Are there 6 endings?
There are 6 endings. Yeah, it showed it on the save screen.
Right, but there's only 5 options.
It looks like there's 5, but there's actually 6.
Woo! Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, so.
I'm real excited.
One of them isn't shown on the flowchart. All right, well, we'll see you guys on Monday for the continuation of 999. If you've been enjoying it thus far, you will enjoy what it turns into.
It gonna get crazy.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys then.
Think critically.